So you beautiful people, it's Trakky and welcome back to the channel. Who here would love to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and play the multiplayer aspect of the game? Because this is something that has come up today and it's from the Gaming Revolution. If you don't know who he is, I've explained several times, but I'll continue. He's been a leaker for Call of Duty for the last few years, and I'd give him, if I was going to rate him out of 100% for his leaks, I'd give him a 98.5 because 9 times out of 10 this guy is correct, and I can't actually say that he's been wrong before. It's more a case of he's been slightly off the mark, or the dates that he announced something were slightly incorrect, but he still got his theory or his prediction correct. Now today he's come out and said that he believes the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer experience was not released because he has information stating that the devs that worked on this game have changed it that much that we wouldn't recognize it and the community would not like the game and reject it. TGR claims, I've heard some recent information. The apparent reason as to why it hasn't been released yet, is referring to multiplayer, is because it's apparently very different to the original Modern Warfare 2 and they've changed a lot of things and they don't think the community will like it. We've got two sides to this here. Some of the community may not like this particular game, Modern Warfare 2, because they have got used to playing Modern Warfare, the current one, in the style that it is, which is, let's face it, there's no beating around the bush here. It's a very campy, very slow pace, and in my personal opinion, a very boring game. And these type of people would not be ready for Modern Warfare 2. The game was just really hell to leather constantly. Now, there were a few reasons as to why this was. The game was, if we were totally honest here, it was broken. It was broken, but I loved it and I loved it dearly. It was my first experience of Call of Duty, and many other players out there, it was their first real experience of Call of Duty. Everything was overpowered, every single thing in the game, but there were a few things that stuck out like a sore thumb. And this game didn't receive the support that games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 received, because Activision and the current devs at the time, Zampella and West, were going through a major dispute with Activision. So no patches were really done to that game in the same way we experience patches happening weekly now. So the game was left in a bit of a state where it was unfixed and it was pretty broken. So things like the AA-12 shotgun, the Spaz-12, just had ranges on them that no shotgun should have. People complained about the 7.25 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's got nothing on a Spaz-12 with the right attachments on it. But moving forward, if they change the game, it's bound to cause uproar, because there are people out there in the Call of Duty, let's face it, the Call of Duty community has always had this toxic corner and it will never go away. But a lot of people seem to confuse someone being toxic with someone dearly loving a game and complaining constructively for a reason, and that's kind of, I'd say, exaggerated this toxic community that we do have. The only problem that the devs really will have is the fact that they have really split who likes what now, because some people genuinely love pushing open doors and hearing footsteps all the time. Lightweight Marathon Pro and all them kind of things would really get under their skin eventually. And then on the flip side of that, there are plenty OG players who love Modern Warfare 2 to pieces, even in the state it was. But looking back, I think the changes would probably be welcomed. I don't think initially, but eventually they would be welcomed, because I know personally I would much rather love to play a Modern Warfare 2 that has been tinkered with, not overly, just a few things like one-man army, noob tubes. If they could fix those particular things there, I would much rather invest my time in that particular game than playing the current Modern Warfare that we play now. In fact, I don't play anymore, as you've probably noticed. I only strictly play Warzone if I do boot up Modern Warfare, because it just doesn't feel like a Call of Duty to me. It's too slow paced. You've got to be too methodical about what you're doing, and this is a run and gun game. It's very evident that they have utilized the Modern Warfare multiplayer experience in this current iteration to get people ready for Warzone. But for me, if Modern Warfare 2 was to be released, why don't they do something like release it for a weekend and see what happens, whether they refer to that as a beta or whatever it is. I think they should just present it to us, and then, you know, the Call of Duty community will always give their feedback and always make their feelings known from the top of the roofs or whatever mountains they can scream from. But for me, I think they've got nothing to lose personally. I think this might actually be some type of marketing ploy. I don't know. The one thing I do know is a lot has been made of COD fans' nostalgia in the last few things that have been done on this game. And I just genuinely believe this is a marketing ploy. But nostalgia is a very dangerous thing, because it's more than likely going to destroy the fun memories that many of us have for Modern Warfare 2 in the past. I don't hold out much trust for somebody who I personally feel has made my favorite game play very stale this year, play very slow, and seem like they're not willing to take on any type of criticism from true Call of Duty fans. So I'm a bit worried if it does come out that this whole thing is just hype off nostalgia. Modern Warfare 2 was a massive part of Call of Duty's history. It is, in many people's eyes, the holy grail of Call of Duty, just because of it was in its height, it was in its peak, it was a brilliant game, but it did have its problems. So we'll see what happens in the future. Let me know down in the comment section, would you like this game to return in the guise they have put it out in, and would you be interested to try out what they've actually done for the game? Let me know down below. Anyway guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy, and as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.